Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the latest edition of the CR7 Podcast. The RTGAC is back in today, coming to you live here for the first episode of the CR7 Podcast at home on WSJP's YouTube. If you guys were keeping up with the show, we have been filming on my YouTube at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go subscribe, even though we are back on WSJP's YouTube for the summer, then obviously back on for the school year, but I don't want to hold up any more time. Cole, say what's up to the people.
Good morning, everyone. Great to be back, especially on the WSJP YouTube channel, just like Ryan said. I don't really have much else to say. Let's get right into it.
All right, fair enough. And first, we got to congratulate the 2027 guys for football who have now officially been offered by their colleges. I know there were a lot of guys posting and all that. And speaking of offers and colleges and stuff like that, we had an interview with Seth Slater on this YouTube channel, just posted last Thursday. Make sure you guys go check that one out. Very good listen. And we'll probably not have an interview out this week. Probably next Thursday will be the will be the time we do. But if there is a change, we will be sure to let you guys know. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the breakdown to go over. I think pretty sure that's it. But anyway, getting into the show, we're going to have our Phillies weekly recap. The Phillies have been a hot team since the last time we spoke. And then in the NFL, the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson have resumed contract talks. We'll talk about what this means for the Cincinnati Bengals for the upcoming season. Cole will be breaking down the College Baseball World Series and lots of stuff happening there as Gage Wood threw a no-hitter for Arkansas yesterday. Definitely don't see anything like that in college baseball, let alone the highest stage. We'll be breaking down that. Desmond Bain has been traded to the Orlando Magic. We'll be talking about that as well, what that means for both the Magic and the Grizzlies. And then obviously we got to talk about the NBA Finals. The Thunder lead 3-2 over the Indiana Pacers. We'll get into Ryan's rant and we'll wrap things up for today. But Cole, the Philadelphia Phillies are 4-0 since the last time we talked. A sweep over the Toronto Blue Jays and a 5-2 win yesterday. Very close 5-2 win over the Miami Marlins last night. Talk about this team.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, Ryan, offense had to wake up, and they sure did it. 8 runs, 3 runs, 11 and 5. So, it's good to see the offense get back into the swing of things. And again, you take one at Miami, so that's always a plus. Just especially in the division, I feel like those games are a little bit more important. Toronto, first game. Suarez dealt. I mean, what a game from him. And then I thought Kevin Gossman might have been a problem for our lineup because we do strike out a lot, and that sometimes is a problem. But, we did good for the most part. He did rack up 7 Ks, Gossman, but we got 4 on him. Meanwhile, Ranger was doing his thing, 7 innings, no runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks. So, love to see that. And then Taijuan Walker gets it done out of the pen to close it out. Again. And then just continuing to lay down runs, especially on their bullpen. Super impressive. Realmuto, he had a really good game, 2 for 3 with 3 runs. Otto Kemp, I'm liking what he's been doing. He's been a kind of a good plug for us. Went 2 for 4 this game. Overall great win. Schwarber with another home run, so you love to see that. And then the second game, you get the win 3-2. This was a battle. I thought we would get to Bowden Francis. I was least worried about him. I didn't think he would pitch that great just because of his high ERA. He had a 5.2 something ERA coming into this one. Although we did get to him. 3 2/3, 2 earned runs. So raising his ERA to over 6. So, good job, executing against him. And then the bullpen, the Blue Jays bullpen kind of did lock us down until the end there. But it's great that we got that final run. Sanchez, he dealt 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. So good for him. Again, Kepler with a big home run in the 8th to win it for us. So, yeah, I like he's been great. He's been hitting 214, but every time I turn the game on, he's got a hit. So, yeah, it's great. Kind of the extra, because now you have to throw to Castellanos instead of Stott or JT behind him. So, yeah, it's great. And then, he comes through in the eighth. Guys like Marsh, 2 for 3 on the day. Except one thing I will say about that game, front of lineup struggled. We were hitless through the top 4. And we were hitless basically through the entire lineup until Kepler's home run in the 8th inning. So, that was kind of a struggle on offense for us, but, we did score 11 in the final game of the series, so super happy about that. Big-time grand slam from Castellanos, so that really helped us get over the hump. Bohm, again, with a home run. He's been heating up. I've been saying it for a while. And kind of everyone did well. Turner, 2 for 5. Schwarber, 2 for 3. Bohm, 2 for 3. Castellanos with a grand slam. Kepler, 2 for 3. Romuto, 2 for 4. And Otto Kemp, 4 for 5, man. Like I said, he's been a great plug in this offense. He had 3 runs and 2 RBIs. Another big-time performance from him. And he's been filling in for Harper, of all people. So, infield single, and then he had a double play in the 8th. But other than that, just kind of an incredible performance here for him. Wheeler doing his thing, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. Tanner Banks got banged up a little bit out of the pen, but other than that, surprisingly, Ravana went scoreless through his 1 inning of work. So, yeah, couldn't ask for much more in that game. And then we kind of rolled into Miami with a bunch of confidence. McAble picks up his 2nd win on the year. He's 2-0. Kepler again with a home run, and Turner as well. Turner led it off with a home run, I believe. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Turner 3 for 5. Bohm 2 for 5. Kepler again with a home run. So now Otto Kemp did go 0 for 4. But people have those days. Marchand, Stott, and Marsh each with a hit in the bottom of the order. So bottom of the order's been solid this week. I'm a little bit concerned about the top half, including Schwarber. He had 1 home run, and that's about it. This go around pretty much. He had a couple hits in the final game against Toronto, but that's pretty much it. So hopefully he heats up soon. I mean, he's been crushing the balls, so I mean, I can't ask for a ton. And he's been our best hitter so far. Just look at him and make sure he doesn't falter too much. Abel, 5 innings, 1 run, 3 Ks, 2.21 ERA. He's been phenomenal for us. Again, I'm looking at Painter for when Nola comes back, because Nola's been horrible. And then Strom lets up 1 out of the pen. So, it's okay. The pen this entire week has been very, very good. So I can't really complain at all. And we get to Sandy Alcantara, who's been absolutely horrendous this year, and the rest of the Marlins pen. So, yeah, I mean, kind of a great week for us overall. Didn't lose a game, so can't get much better than that. So, I'll turn it over to you, Ryan.
I mean, this Blue Jays series was the example of what you want to see out of the Phillies. You face a half-decent team, and you put up however many runs you do. What would you put up? 22 runs in 3 games? I mean, that is everything what you want in the Philadelphia Phillies. And you only give up 6 runs. I mean, 22-6. It's very, very good. And, going to this first game here on Friday, I mean, just everybody hits, everybody scores. Suarez was incredible. And then obviously the hitting was great. We did great to lead off. Marsh, who I've been critical of, is starting to maybe get going a little bit here. As Cole mentioned, the bottom of the lineup has been good. Stott did okay for what he's done over the course of the season. I've been pretty frustrated with him, but he played really well. And then Saturday, you pull one out. And you just have one of those games in the series where it's just going to be close. And unlike the Pittsburgh series, you finally find a way to pull one out here, and you figured it out in the end. And then Sunday, Barrios looked awful in my opinion. He looked terrible, and the Phillies were just absolutely raking off of him. And I was glad to see that. Castellanos obviously with the grand slam to pretty much put the game away in whatever the sixth inning or whatever it was. But Wheeler had an incredible game. Then he had I think it was like 7 strikeouts in like 5 innings. He played a great game, and I was very happy to see him do what he did. Obviously, he's been great. And then you love to see Mick Abel get things done on Monday, where he was able to put up a very good showing. I'd like to see a bit more strikeouts out of him, keep the ball out of play. But I mean, there's not much to complain about, honestly. Like it is what it is. But
his thing is kind of weak contact. He's got put away stuff, but we just didn't see it on Monday. So
no, yeah, I agree with you. But overall, I mean, there's not really much to say because you can't complain about anything. Everybody played really well. The hitting has been good from top to bottom. Schwarber, I think, started to come back down a little bit to earth on this little skid here. Bohm has been great. I'm really loving what Bohm's been doing. And then I almost forgot to mention Otto Kemp. I don't know if it's because teams don't have like scouting reports on him, film on him. I don't know what it is, or maybe he's just the next great first baseman in the MLB. I don't really know what the deal is with Otto Kemp, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Obviously, Harper's not going to be back for a little bit, so you don't have to worry about any controversy about who to put it there. But honestly, I mean, if this keeps going like it's going, I mean, if Harper comes back, you might have to think about putting Schwarber out there in the left field and then maybe DH Kemp. I don't know, but like if he's going to continue on this hot streak, then you got to find a way to keep him in the lineup. So, but as I mentioned, there's not really you have some time until we have to decide what to do for that. I think that's really it. Honestly, everybody's been playing well. Everybody's been pitching well. I don't want them to take this compliment and run with it because before we return, we have 2 games against Miami, who always give us a tough series. That's just historically, and then we get the New York Mets, and we'll come back actually right when that series is right when that series ends. Yeah, so that's obviously that's the biggest series of the year so far, and we really need to keep this momentum going against Miami. And there's a 4-game stretch Friday. I believe I'm going to the game on Saturday, so that'll be nice to see. See that game. Hopefully we don't blow that one. But nonetheless, very good series for the New York. Very good series for the Phillies. And hopefully that continues over to the Miami series. And Cole, before we get into some football talk here, Rafael, this isn't really on the schedule.
Yeah.
Rafael Devers traded. What is it?
So we should talk about it, though.
Yeah, Rafael Devers traded to the New York Giants, to the San Francisco Giants. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, blockbuster deal. They got him for pennies on the dollar, really. Got him for, I believe was Jordan Hicks and one other guy, like a prospect. So
there was like 3 other guys in there, but they all were like terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with prospects is you don't really know, but I mean, Jordan Hicks is solid, but I mean, Rafael Devers is on another level right now, and I don't know how you can trade him, especially because you have a bunch of other young guys coming up who he can really be a mentor for. I understand you have a bunch of other infielders like Trevor Story, like Alex Bregman, and you want to get guys like Marcelo Meyer and their other top prospect, Roman Anthony, in there. But I think Roman Anthony's an outfielder. But
Yeah.
anyway, you want to get other guys in there, and you have other top prospects. So I don't know if this is to create more lineup for new young talent, but I mean, come on, man, it's Rafael Devers. Like, what are we doing? Like he's one of the best hitters in the AL East, if not, well, not if not the best hitter, because I mean Aaron Judge is there, but I mean one person who's happy with this deal is Garrett Cole because I mean Rafael Devers hit 350 on him in his career, and he hit like 7 bombs off of him in like 10 games. So I don't know. I don't really have much on it because we don't play the Giants very much. But when we do, he's probably gonna have a home run off of us. But I mean, I don't know. I don't hate this deal for the Giants, but I certainly hate it for the Red Sox. Lose a franchise player. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to talk too much because there's another segment where I talk about this. Everybody probably knows what that is, but nonetheless, I have a video coming out on it about it on Wednesday, so make sure you guys go check that out. But nonetheless, getting into
wait, before we get into the next segment, I'll just preview the New York Mets real fast and Miami.
okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'll start out with Miami. I just need us to take 2 out of the 3 here for the rest of the series. Luzardo, Suarez, Sanchez. The one game I think Miami could give us a problem is Thursday. Edward Cabrera on the hill for Miami. He throws 97 with a sinker, 97 on his sinker, and he's got a turbo change, which is like 94. So he's disgusting. Excuse me.
God bless you.
Yeah, but I think that's the only game that'll give us any trouble. I think Suarez and Luzardo can lock it down, game 2 and game 3. So, we'll see. And then New York, Wheeler, Abel, Luzardo. I'm really excited going into this. We don't have to face Kodai Senga or anything like that. Any of their premier arms, I guess you could say. McGill, Canning, and Peterson. They've been solid this year, but nothing unhittable. So I'm really excited. I think 2 out of 3 would honestly be great, but I mean, we just need to win the series. So yeah, hopefully to take first place.
Yeah, I mean that's just what you need if you're the Phillies. You just need to win these series because these mean a lot to the media, fan base, and for people like us. These games are going to mean a lot, but nonetheless, let's move on here. The Cincinnati Bengals have resumed contract talks with one Trey Hendrickson after a pretty fierce holdout because Trey Hendrickson has not inked the new deal. He's on the last year of his contract. He's coming off an all-pro season and led the NFL in sacks with 17 and a half. So, yeah, lots of bad things going on in Cincinnati. This comes after that they sign T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to new contracts. And the Cincinnati Bengals defense is not looking good. Also, Shamar Stewart holding out with the Cincinnati Bengals. So nothing pretty is happening over in Cincinnati. So anyway, this thing. I mean, this is what you need if you're the Bengals. You gotta figure this out before training camp actually really begins here. I know you had OTAs and all this other stuff. Like that doesn't matter. I mean, guys don't need voluntary stuff. Most top guys are it's 50-50. So I'm not too worried about the voluntary stuff, but you at least need to get talks going with Trey Hendrickson. And that's what I'm happy that's what's happening here. But the Bengals franchise has been so incompetent in helping out their own defense that I don't really know. Hendrickson has been very, very, very stern on getting this done. I mean, he didn't attend the mandatory mini camp, which is definitely a problem. And he got fined a pretty hefty salary, or a pretty hefty part of his salary. But, I mean, that's probably nothing to him. I mean, he lost $315,000. That's pocket change for an NFL guy. But anyway, or at least a big time NFL guy. But I think if you are the Cincinnati Bengals, it's good to have some communication in this because there really has been no communication in a contract extension with Trey Hendrickson. And, he wants some long-term commitment, which, I mean, I could understand. But if you're the Cincinnati Bengals, I mean, you are in salary cap hell. You have Joe Burrow on a big extension. The cap hits for T. Higgins and Jamar Chase would probably kick in from when Trey Hendrickson's cap hit would kick in, and Jamar Stewart's, saying that you signed both of them. So the Cincinnati Bengals are in very, very hot water right now. And honestly, the fact that you are like trying to hold out and you're trying to wait for have them sign this contract extension, it's not going to get any easier. If you look at what the Dallas Cowboys did a year ago, they hurt themselves. Now, I understand in hindsight it kind of worked out because you got Dak Prescott to renegotiate his contract. But you waited a million years to sign your guys, and you ended up paying them more money than you really had to at the end of the day. So it just didn't make that much sense to me. If you were the Dallas Cowboys, and it's kind of happening the same thing here with Cincinnati Bengals. You're just waiting to sign Trey Hendrickson, and I understand your cap hit and all that, but I mean, you got to worry about it when you get there. You have to cut costs when you get there. I mean, are you just going to let Trey Hendrickson walk next offseason? Doesn't really seem too good. Just going to have him sit out the whole year and then just do nothing, just have him walk. Like, it just doesn't make that much sense. They need to have him back for training camp because historically, when guys don't come back for training camp, it doesn't always work out. When it comes to the season, they're not really in football shape. They're not around the team. They don't have the chemistry. Yada yada yada. And yeah, I think that happened. I'm pretty sure Nick Bosa is a good example. A few years ago, he didn't start off too hot when he was in his hold in, I guess you should say. That's what they called it. So I think that it's good that they're talking, but it's bad that it's just starting. Is that a rhyme? That was a good rhyme if it was. But yeah, it's just the Cincinnati Bengals are just seem incompetent. Their salary is stupid. I don't know why they didn't just trade T. Higgins and try and build in the draft. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Cole, thoughts?
I got nothing, Ryan.
All right, fair enough. Well, in the College Baseball World Series, it is heating up very, very fast. Highlighted by Gage Wood of Arkansas, pitching a no-hitter yesterday, one that sent shockwaves throughout the sports world. Cole, I know you got a lot to say on this, so let's just get started.
Absolutely. All right, so I'll leave Gage Wood for the end because, his performance is incredible. Coastal, I had them going to win bracket 1. So far, they're undefeated. And, they're, 54-11 record for this season, which is absolutely insane. Oregon State, Louisville, today, facing elimination at 1. I'm going to go with I'll go with Oregon State here. They've done a great job continuing to put pressure, big-time home runs from big-time hitters from their squad. So they already beat them 4-3. I say they beat them again, 6-4. I think it'll be close, but I think Oregon State will end up winning. Moving on to the bottom bracket, UCLA LSU today. Man, this is going to be now. This is one of the best matchups other than Arkansas LSU.
Wait, it says this is delayed.
Yeah, it's delayed. It's going to resume at 10 a.m.
Oh, I didn't know they could do that. That's so cool.
Yeah,
all right, keep going.
After 3 innings, it got suspended.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So we'll see. It just started back up right now. So I don't know. I will take LSU though. Strictly off of. I will take LSU. I think their pitching is too good. UCLA, they're in the Big Ten. They face solid pitching, but I don't know. They haven't really faced anyone incredible because they were the 1 seed in their bracket. I don't know if they had an SEC team in their bracket. I'm not sure. I kind of forget their regional. But yeah. LSU has some of the best pitching in this entire tournament, probably behind Arkansas and Coastal, but maybe not Coastal. Yeah, they probably have like the second best arms. So yeah, I will go with LSU here to beat UCLA, and then man, UCLA Arkansas in the elimination game is it's gonna be great, man. So I don't know. I will take Arkansas to beat whoever loses this game, though, UCLA or LSU. So I think Arkansas is hot, man. They did lose to LSU 4-1, but man, Gage Wood has been incredible.
Well,
So yeah,
that UCLA is my team, right? They're my guys.
I know, Ryan. I know.
They're my guys.
It is going to be tough because they're going to end up playing 2 games today. So
That's
I will
true.
take Arkansas to win the second game, no matter who loses today or this morning. I want to take Arkansas to win this bracket so bad, and I believe I took them before as well. So I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to keep rocking with Arkansas. So yeah, I got Coastal and Arkansas to the College World Series final. But yeah, let's talk about Gage Wood, man. I mean, he was 1 hit by pitch in the 8th inning away from a perfect game, which I believe was the first ever. Would have been the first ever perfect game. He had 19 Ks, Ryan. I mean, the fastball was just freezing guys. He was throwing it for strikes. He was throwing it fast. Did get up there a little bit in pitch count at the end. But it happens. But yeah, I mean, just an incredible performance overall. All of his secondary stuff was working. Really just attacking with that fastball. And then, catching guys looking. I don't know how many guys he caught looking, but it was a ton, man. So props to him. And, shout out Arkansas. And hopefully, they can win facing elimination again today.
So, like, with this guy Gage, how good is he like a draft prospect? Like, is this guy any good?
No,
Like, or is he just diamond in the rough?
No, he'll probably be first round this year. And especially after that performance, I believe he'll be first round. He's not really a diamond in the rough. I mean, he's been starting pitcher for them pretty much all year. Another guy that they have is Zach Root, lefty. He's absolutely disgusting. So, yeah, I mean, just overall, they got a really decent squad. And, I really like their pitching. And, hopefully they can get it done today.
All right, UCLA and LSU kick off or resume, I guess I should say, at 11 o'clock actually. So they on ESPN 2. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, I mean, honestly, Cole's probably right here. I mean, I like LSU to beat UCLA, and then probably UCLA or Arkansas to beat UCLA again. Cole mentioned, Arkansas is hot, especially coming off a no-hitter performance. I mean, I don't know how much hotter you could come off, but obviously only 3 runs in that game against Murray State, so I guess not really much to look at there. And then Coastal Carolina, my guys over at Coastal Carolina getting the win. Couldn't tell you one player on the team, but yep. And then Louisville or Oregon State. I mean, I guess I would have to say that. I guess Oregon State. I mean, I don't know here, but yeah. I mean, I guess that's what you could say. So you can actually have you can have a rematch. That's so cool. I get this because this is like the Call of Duty League bracket. Oh, that's so cool.
Ryan, I will say Louisville has a Malvern Prep kid.
Oh, that makes a difference.
Davis. I think he's their first baseman or outfielder. I don't know.
All right, that makes all the difference in the world.
He's disgusting. He is a freshman. He's got like 19 home runs on the year or something.
Oh, well, excuse me. Actually, he is. That does mean something. Anyway, I mean, yeah, that's kind of my predictions as of now. I think we'll be back. We'll be back by the time this ends. I don't know.
No, we'll be. Ooh, hold on. Yes, we will. I believe we will. So wait, let me make my national prediction winner.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna take Coastal over Arkansas in 3.
Oh, okay. I'm going with my guys at LSU, man. I got to do it. Those are my guys.
I thought UCLA was your team.
UCLA is my team, but LSU is also my team. I'm going with LSU.
Over.
Oh, I don't know. I guess Coastal, probably. Yeah. LSU's my team, man. Louisiana, whatever they do down there, What do they do? What do they eat down in Louisiana? I don't know.
What do they eat?
What do they eat down in Louisiana? Corn? Crawfish?
I don't know. Crawfish boil?
Don't they eat like some sort of soup down there? Or is that like down the south?
They're down south, so.
Oh, that's true.
Baton Rouge.
I feel like they eat some sort of soup down there.
I couldn't tell you, Ryan.
Or maybe it's the crawfish.
One thing I will say, Coastal's undefeated.
That's true.
In College World Series play.
That's true. They don't really got much to eat down there at Carolina, so I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Let's get off. We'll get off my food talk here. Maybe we'll have a food podcast one of these days. But nonetheless, before we get into the NBA Finals, which is what everybody wants to talk about, I do want to quickly touch on Desmond Bane going to the Orlando Magic. Now, I think that Minnie almost knocked the headphones right out of my ear. Anyway, I think that this trade for Desmond Bane has the opportunity to be one of the more win-win trades in the NBA. Because you're looking at a team like the Orlando Magic, you trade away a bad contract in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Cole Anthony, good backup point guard, but I think he ran his course with the Orlando Magic. You get somebody like Desmond Bane, who's a good three-point shooter. You only shot 30% from three last season. Your perimeter defense is up and down. He has good perimeter defense as well. He can also drive inside of the paint, which is something that you could use. I mean, any team could use that. So I think that's the way it can win. And the East is wide open next year. Boston's probably not going to be a legit title contender because they don't have Jason Tatum. And they're probably going to have to trade away somebody like Drew Holiday or Kristaps Porzingis. And they could possibly lose Al Horford, but that's a different subject for another day. We don't know if the Miami Heat are going to get Kevin Durant. The New York Knicks are going to get a new coach. We don't know if Philadelphia is going to rise back up. The Pistons will probably be there, but probably not a legit title contender next season. I'm definitely missing somebody. The Pacers will definitely still be there. And then, I'm definitely missing somebody as we speak. But I think if you're the Orlando Magic, you see that it's wide open, and you can go for it. I mean, Paolo Banchero at some point is going to have to be regarded as the best player on a championship team, and I think he could possibly do that here. He can, get himself into title contention, that superstar watch, and then obviously you have somebody like Franz Wagner who can do everything on the floor as well. I'm a big fan of him. I know he got injured for a little bit of last season, but I'm a big fan of him. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for the Orlando Magic. But then if you are the Grizzlies, this is a chance to work because you get, you lose some shooting in Desmond Bane, but you also gain shooting at the same time in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Now, once again, he didn't have the greatest season last year, but he can always rise to the occasion with Memphis. We're not saying that he can't do it. And then you lost Tyus Jones a couple of years ago if you are the Memphis Grizzlies. And then now you gain somebody in Cole Anthony who's going to be a pretty good backup point guard to John Morant. Also, you gain some draft picks, and that 2026 Phoenix pick, Cole, that is a very, very valuable pick because the Suns are not going to be a playoff team next year. That can be a potential lottery pick. So I'm very excited to see what the Grizzlies can do with that one. So that was a very, very valuable trade asset for the Orlando Magic, and that pick overall is going to be very, very valuable. But overall, these draft picks are valuable in the sense that if you're Memphis, you can build around the core of Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., which is kind of the direction it seems like they're headed in. Or you can trade that pick for a superstar, but in this era with big threes and three max contracts just doesn't really work just based off the new CBA. You need role players to win. That's kind of what the Thunder and the Pacers have done. We'll get into them in just a bit here. But yeah, this is a very good trade for both teams. And if you are the Memphis Grizzlies, you now can sign Jaren Jackson Jr. to his max extension. Thank God for the Grizzlies. He didn't make an All-NBA team because that would have turned into a super max, and you would have you would not really like to have to sign him to that. So you can only sign him to a max extension. That's what you need if you're the Memphis Grizzlies. You'll have two players under max extension. You have somebody like Zach Edey, who has the ability to build. Now, I know Cole is not the biggest fan of him, but he didn't have the worst year with Memphis, averaging just over 10 points per game. And, was able to grab a couple rebounds as well. So he definitely was very good. He can turn into a very good defensive piece next to Jaren Jackson Jr. Now you have Cole Anthony. Now you have some shooting and Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Your roster is not terrible. There's obviously that a lot needs to be added to it. Jaren Jackson Jr. is definitely going to be your big signing for the offseason, but you don't need to make any big moves if you're the Memphis Grizzlies. Do I think that the Grizzlies are winning in the next year or two? Probably not, but they definitely have an opportunity just based off how wide open the West has been over the last couple of years. But once again, this could be possibly turn out to be one of the biggest win-win trades in the NBA. It depends on how Desmond Bane turns out with the Orlando Magic. Like if they're just going to be the 7th seed for the next couple of years, then this trade is going to be regarded as a bust for them. But if they're able to, make the conference finals or at least make progress over the next couple of seasons, and then Memphis does well with what they do, then this will be regarded as a win-win trade. But as of now, can't really grade this trade because you don't know how Desmond Bane has turned out on the Magic. But once again, I think this is a great trade for the Magic. I think this is a bit of a risky trade for the Magic, but if it works out, it'll work out really, really well. For Memphis, you can't really go wrong. Desmond Bane didn't have that great of a playoffs last year. And you still have kept your 2 best players, which is Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. So you can't complain if you're them. Cole, any thoughts?
Yeah, I'll touch on Desmond Bane a little bit here. I think he's going to be incredible at the Magic. He's shooting 41 from 3 in his career. So I love that. He almost shot 50, 40, 90. One of the most efficient stats you could ever have, really. Shot 48 from the field, 39 from 3, and 89 from the line. So, he's super efficient, and I think that that's what this team needs, especially with Paolo and Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. I think that they both bring, a forward presence. Wendell Carter's a great, center. They have Goga Bitz. I believe they have Goga still under contract. Goga, I forget how to say his last name.
I can't say his last name.
They do still have him under contract for next year. You have guys like Anthony Black, Jet Howard, Caleb Houston, just some young guys that you can work with. Caleb Houston's probably done, but Anthony Black and Jet Howard are pretty substantial, young guys that you can build around eventually. And I think Desmond Bane brings that veteran kind of,
leadership.
Experience and leadership to the team. So I think Anthony Black can strive under him. I don't know if Bane's going to be running the point or the shooting guard. It'll be interesting to see because he's typically regarded as a shooting guard, especially on the Grizzlies. So, we'll see. And for the Grizzlies, this opens up spots for guys like Scottie Pippen Jr. To assume a shooting guard spot. And again, potential lottery pick with the Suns next year. And again, just getting picks. It's honestly really good because, they've been pretty solid at, selecting guys the past couple of years. Jaren Jackson, Bane out of TCU, Morant out of Murray State. So, they've been good with drafting guys. Zach Edey, unfortunately, from Purdue. They've been good at drafting guys. It's just, creating a championship lineup with, rookies and, kind of inexperienced guys. I think they need more of a veteran presence, and I don't know if that's going to be John Morant. I don't know if he can be that type of guy, or Jaren Jackson. So, we'll see as this, plays out. Like Ryan said, I don't know if he can give this one a grade right now. So I guess I'll just, again, it is risky for the Magic giving up 4 first-rounders in a pick swap, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
All right, fair enough. Getting into the NBA Finals, I believe the last time we spoke, I don't even know. The last time we spoke, I believe that I think the Pacers were up 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah, Pacers were up 2-1, and the Thunder have taken both games since, highlighted by last night where the Pacers had a near comeback, but Jalen Williams and the crew were able to keep the lead and keep the win going back to Indiana for Game 6. Cole, I mean, the Thunder with an opportunity to close it out, up 3-2, but you're going back to Indiana. I mean, what are we thinking here?
Yeah, I'll start with the Game 4. I mean, the reason that the Pacers lost this game was because they got outscored 31-17 in the fourth quarter. Just couldn't get the job done. Closeout was not there from guys like Halliburton, who have been clutch all playoffs. Pacers shot 42 from the field and only 30 from three. However, the only reason that the Thunder kept the Pacers lingering around because they shot under 20 from three. That's a problem, but they did get the job done. 34 free throws will do it. And, Pacers, man, you shoot 75 from the line. That's kind of brutal. Again, they kind of led in every statistic pretty much. Steals were up for both teams. Turnovers were pretty much even. Fouls were pretty much even. So, yeah, I mean, and again, I keep saying this, Ryan, whoever has the bench energizer, Game 4 was Alex Caruso with 20 points off the bench. So, again, like I said, if you can have that type of guy to come in and give you 20 off the bench, you have a good chance at winning a basketball game. So, yeah, Thunder take Game 4, then they take Game 5 again. Potential comeback, but, I mean, Thunder won every single quarter besides the third. So, they did a good job closing out in the fourth. Again, like I said, guy with a bunch of points off the bench. And here was kind of a combination of Aaron Wiggins and Casey Wallace, providing solid minutes. They combined had 25. So, again, just kind of energizers off the bench. And, again, providing that depth that Ryan was talking about earlier with the role players and whatnot. So, yeah, again, Pacers shot 36 from three here, and, that's just not going to get it done, especially with, a super offensive Oklahoma City Thunder lineup. It's just not going to get the job done. And, they outblock you 12-4. They outsteal you 15-9. And you give them 22 turnovers. That's just not going to cut it. And Pacers, if they want to win tonight, they got to limit turnovers. They got to get steals. They got to be super aggressive defensively, and then turn that into transition offense and just tire out the Thunder. Because again, if Obi Toppin can come off the bench and provide 17 points or something like that, they have a good shot at winning. Again, I don't know how this is going to pan out tonight, but we'll see. We'll see if Tyrese Halliburton can provide some clutch points, some clutch buckets, and force a Game 7.
A bit of a correction. 27 minutes combined between Aaron Wiggins and Casey Wallace. But nonetheless, getting into this game, Game 4 here. Or maybe you were talking about Game 5. I don't know, but anyway, Game 4.
I was talking about Game 5.
Sorry, but nonetheless. Anyway, I want to talk about Game 4. If you're the Pacers playing at home, your role players have to be on the ball. They need to be on point. Role players historically play better at home, and in this series, you need your role players to play great at home, and you need to win all your games at home. Evidently, the Thunder haven't done that, but the Pacers now have dropped one at home, and that is what's could kill them in this series. Your bench in Game 4, Obi Toppin, minus 15, TJ McConnell, minus 7, Benedict Mathurin, minus 5, Ben Shepherd, minus 10, all off the bench. And then you're looking at the, what do you call it? The technical role players in the starting lineup. Aaron Nesmith, minus 3, Miles Turner, minus 12, Andrew Nembhard, plus 3, Tyrese Halliburton, only plus 1, Siakam led the team plus 7. In the plus minus, your entire team probably was better with you off the floor. You might as well have just switched yourself for the Washington Wizards for all we care. I mean, that is just how the score does not show how, like, how, I don't want to say bad, but the score just doesn't show that the Pacers played good at all. And then when you take into consideration that the Thunder shot 18% from three, I mean, the Pacers did not play that great. Granted, I thought that the officials were giving a little bit more calls to the Thunder. I thought that the game was not called too fairly, in my opinion. Rick Carlisle, though, he went into the press conference and he stood up for the officiating crew, but then ended up screaming last night and got a technical foul. So I don't really know how much he told the truth in that there, but who am I to say? But yeah, in Game 4, the Pacers did not play that great. Halliburton, I mean, 15 shots, 18 points. You got to do better. Only 1 for 7 from three. A lot of people are trying to debate if he is a superstar based off his last couple of games. I understand he got the right calf injury in Game 5. I definitely would not consider him to be a superstar based off. And honestly, before the finals, I definitely would consider him a superstar. And after Game 1, yeah, but now it feels like it all has changed because he hasn't shown up in these last 2 games here. So I don't know, but yeah, that's Game 4 for you. And then the Thunder honestly just took advantage of it. I mean, if the officials are going to call the game in your favor, for the most part, then why not take advantage of it? As Cole mentioned, Alex Caruso off the bench. I mean, 20 points, 30 minutes, 7 for 9 from the field. Can't get any better than that. Jalen Williams has definitely developed into a star himself. Coming into these playoffs, I thought that he was someone that really needed to show out at the Thunder. We're going to win the championship, and he obviously has done so here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 35, 50% from the field, made all 10 of his free throws. And guys also like Lou Dort, Chet Holmgren, Holmgren plus 14, and you love to see that there. Plus minus means a lot in these finals. Plus 3 for Lou Dort. Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein, not that great of a game. Didn't play so great, but the starting lineup of him and Holmgren has seemed to work in these finals, so why not stick with it? And then moving on to Game 5 here. I mean, as I said, role players play better at home, and that is what happened with the Thunder here. I mean, if you're just looking, once again, you look at the plus minus. Aaron Wiggins, while he was -5, I mean, he made 4 of his 7 threes, so you got to give him credit there. Alex Caruso +8. Kendrick Williams, whatever his name is. 11 minutes +4 off the bench, so you got to give him credit where credit is due. And then Jalen Williams was not missing in the beginning of the game, and then ended up coming up really clutch at the end of the game. Was knocking down shots when the Pacers were really coming through. Obviously, at the end of the game, the role players aren't really, supposed to step up. The second, third quarter, that's the time where they're supposed to, make some magic happen. Jalen Williams, though, was definitely able to make things happen late in the game, and that's what you need from somebody like him. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, once again, having a 9 for 21 night, so you give him credit where credit is due. Chet Holmgren, pretty decent as well. Was able to grab 11 rebounds, 3 blocks as well. So you got to give him credit where credit is due. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 4 blocks as well. He was really good defensively. Lou Dort had some big shots to keep the momentum for the Thunder down the stretch. I believe he only had 3 points going into the last few minutes of the fourth quarter, then was able to knock down 2 threes. So Jalen Williams, a 40-piece for him, and was able to take the Thunder home. So, in a game where Shai didn't really have his greatest performance, I understand he had 31, but he, only made 9 of his shots in this game. So, great job by Jalen Williams to step up in this one. You got to give him credit where credit is due. And if you're the Pacers, I mean, you're coming back home, and you got to come back here. You got to figure this out. If you're the Indiana Pacers, your role players played decently well. But your starting lineup just didn't get the job done. That means Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, no shots made in this game for Halliburton. Siakam had to carry most of the load. Same thing with Nesmith, who made 4 threes in this one and was making some down the stretch. But your superstars got to take you home. And that's not what happened for the Pacers, and that is what ultimately ended up happening with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I understand he had the calf injury, but if you're hurt, don't play. So it is what it is there. But now we're going into Game 6 here. I took the Thunder in 5, and that obviously didn't happen. So I just got to move it up one game. I'm taking the Thunder to close this out here in Indiana. I think they have the momentum. Jalen Williams played absolutely incredible. I mean, I understand that the heavy betting favorite at the current moment in time, but even with that betting and all that, I'm still taking them to win Game 6 here. I think it'll be close. I think Indiana's going to play with emergency. They have throughout these finals, and you can't count them out because they've been one of the hottest teams in 2025. So, yeah, this has been a great final so far. Probably the best since 2016. But Cole, predictions? I mean, you always had the Thunder in 7, so still sticking with it.
I'll stick with it.
All right, fair enough. All right. Yeah, I think that's it there. Ryan's rants. Let's do it. Cole, let's get into it.
First topic is Devers of the Giants.
Gee, mini. So let's go back to the beginning here. This idiot Craig Breslow, right? The manager, president of baseball, I don't know. Whatever for the Red Sox. He signs Alex Bregman, but he doesn't tell Rafael Devers that he's going to play third base. And then he just expects Devers to suck it up and, it just says, Bregman, I want you to play third, and Devers, your DH. Listen, if your boss comes and tells you to do something, you should sure as hell do it. But, I mean, come on, man. Why do you got to lie to your employees? Then that just creates a toxic workplace. I mean, I understand this is the MLB and not an office job, but let's be real here. I mean, what is this idiot doing? Why are you lying to your $300 million player? And then, when you take of what's worse, Alex Bregman in his 3-year contract has an opt-out after all 3 years. So what if Bregman opts out after this year and finds a better deal elsewhere? You have to match that if you're Craig Breslow because you're pretty much choosing Alex Bregman over Rafael Devers. Then what happens if you lose Bregman? If I'm the owner, I'm kicking him out and I'm throwing his luggage in the street with him. I mean, are you absolutely crazy? And then your haul you got back for Rafael Devers was an absolute, this is not my YouTube channel, so I can't say the words I want to say, but it was just absolutely disgraceful with what you got back for Rafael Devers. You got back Jordan Hicks, a bum starter who turned into a reliever who has a 6 ERA. The other guy who's playing in the MLB has a 5 ERA. Then you have 2 other prospects that are either hit and miss, and even if you hit on them, they're probably not even going to end up being that good. So, and to make matters worse, in the month of May, Cole, Rafael Devers hit 356. 356. That's video game numbers right there. An absolute disgrace from the Boston Red Sox. This is probably one of my better Ryan's Rant segments because of how just disgraceful that this trade was. I mean, honestly, you couldn't have come up with a worse trade. I don't think we're being told the full story about this year because I know there were problems between Devers and Breslow, but this was just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible from the Boston Red Sox.
Durant trade needs to get done.
I mean, listen, I'm just tired of hearing about this. Now we're hearing that Durant wanted to go to the Knicks or the Celtics in the at the trade deadline. I mean, what the hell is going on here, man? Who cares? It's past the trade deadline. Let's get this done. Kevin Durant has the nerve to demand teams that he wants to go to after his last 2 teams have failed. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Can we just get this done? I mean, the Rockets, the Spurs, or the Heat, we all know that the Heat are not going to end up trading for him because they're too scared to trade anything for a superstar. Let's just get this trade done with, and let's all be done. I mean, honestly, even the team that he gets traded to, do we honestly think they're going to win a championship? I mean, let's be real here. Come on.
All right, last one. Usman should not get a title shot.
Listen, I was very, very impressed with Kamaru Usman's championship level performance against Joaquin Buckley the other day. Anthony Sorgi better have a UFC segment on his show. I'll be waiting for it. But nonetheless, if you are Kamaru Usman, you got 1 win in about 2 years. Why all of a sudden does that mean you have a title shot when you have Ian Gary, Sean Brady, Shavkat Rachmanov, Bilal Muhammad? I'm definitely missing out on somebody as we speak. But nonetheless, why should Usman get a title shot when all the other guys have had way more fights and had probably more impressive performances? Leon Edwards, but he's not really in the title picture, but still. He has 2 wins over Usman. So yeah, Usman, no title shot. I don't know why people are calling for it. It shouldn't happen. Also, Islam Makhachev is moving up to fight JDM. So I don't understand. But getting off Ryan's rants here, if you are Joaquin Buckley, this is probably the best chance to lose when the welterweight division is really stacked right now. If you won, you probably weren't going to have much of a direction. So this is probably a good time to lose and work on your game. If you were going to lose, this probably was the best time. But anyway, that's Ryan's rants. Cole, anything else?
Nope.
All right, well, it's time to go. Good show. Once again, congratulations to our 2027 brothers on getting their official offers. Cole, I know once August 1st hits, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, and LSU will be knocking down your door based off the fact that every damn scout at your camps posts a tweet about you. I don't know if you paid them off or what, but something definitely happened. And look at this. I'm still hearing about Kevin Durant. I mean, this is ridiculous. But yeah, I think that's it. We'll be back next Monday, hopefully. Interviews to be TBD at the current moment in time. Yeah, that's it, guys. That'll do for the latest edition of the CR7 Podcast. We will see you later. Peace.